Hey, this is Life with Sean and here back for another video. Like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. This video is called, well, the finale to My Older Sister Hates Me. This is part number 4. This is the end. Let's watch the video.
My abusive older sister story time part 4. So where we left off, I was crashing out about what me and my mom was talking about. And then after I got done crashing out in the living room, I went back to my room, the room that me and her were sharing at the time, to open the door. And she had locked me out of the room. So I'm twisting the door and I'm like, she really locked me out? Like, what? And I'm knocking on the door, like, yo, open the door, like, what's good with you? Like, she's totally ignoring me, like, literally no responses, no responses. I keep banging on the door, banging on the door, banging on the door, no response. So I'm like, what the hell? What the helly? Like, for real. So I'm like, how am I gonna get in here? So I'm like, let me go try to open the door, right? So I get to try to open the door with it because I was like trying to pick the lock. And then I'm trying to pick the lock, pick the lock, pick the lock. But this room door, it was not easy to pick the lock. Like the bathroom, the bathrooms in my house, the locks was easy to pick. But those rooms, the rooms was not easy to pick. Well, my room was not easy to pick. So I was like, keep going, and it's not opening. So I'm still trying to tell her open the door. She's completely ignoring me. So now I'm getting angry. I'm like jabbing at the door, like trying to get the door open. So I'm getting frustrated. And I'm like, open the door, open the door, open the door. She's not opening the door. So now I'm like, I'm about to bust this door down. So I take my body and I start boom, banging, thumping against the door, like, I don't know, tweaking out, just crashing out, busting the door, right? So one of the times that I boom, it bust, like it opened. Why when it opened, she on the other side pushing it back on me? So I'm like, yo, you really serious right now, bro? Like, I'm like, what are you doing? She's trying to force it back, like pushing it on me. Like in part 3, I already told you that she's type skinny. So when she's pushing it on me, I used my weight and I pushed it back on her. So she fell. She fell on the floor. The door's open. She fell on the floor. She's like, no, 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 no. Cause she trying to act like I was gonna her. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? Like what? And she's like doing all that being mad extra. I'm like, are you cool? Like, what is going on here? And she's like, I'm gonna just go. I'm like, okay. So she walks out the room. She left out the room. She went in my brother's room. So now I'm in the room by myself. I close the door. I close the door. I'm laying on the bed. I'm just turning out the light. I'm just like sad, like crashing out, thinking too much about everything going on. So out of nowhere, I just hear her banging on my door. Then my mom's like, open the door, open the door. So I try to open the door didn't open. So now that's when I figured out that the lock had messed up and the lock jammed from me picking at it so much. I messed up the lock, I broke it. And I like messed up the little like the other part that that's in the wall. I messed up all that little trying to like mess with the lock. So I was stuck in the room. So I'm trying to pull it open from the inside. She's trying to push it open from the outside, and the door is not opening. So we just both like going back and forth, talking through the door. And I'm telling her like, Mom, I'm seriously not like trying to not open the door. Like I'm stuck in here for real. I'm not joking. So then that's when everything just went all the way downhill. Next thing you know, I hear freaking police radios and big boots walking in the house. I'm like, these called the cops on me? No fucking way. I'm like, no way. These did not call the cops on me. So I'm like, what is going on out there? Y'all called the cops. My mom is like, back up from the door, Leah, back up from the door. Like, I'm like, huh? I'm like, I'm telling you. I'm like, hello, excuse me, police officers. I'm telling y'all, I'm not trying to not open the door. I'm like, I'm not purposely doing this. The door is literally stuck. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna put my hands up because I'm not trying to do anything. Like, just open the door and like, I don't know, because why y'all even here? What is going on right now? I was so genuinely freaking confused and baffled. So now I'm sitting there scared because I'm like, Yo, they gonna try to act like I was trying to hurt or something. Like, bro, I'm like, this cannot be real life. So, bro, now they come tell me back up. I'm backed up. I'm sitting on my bed like this, scared out of my. Okay, so they bust the door in and they're like, "What is going on? What's going on?" So it's two guys, and they come and they were like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "I was just upset about something between me and my mom." I'm like, "It's not that serious." I'm like, "It's over with. Me and her spoke about it. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. We're gonna work it out." But like, I was just upset at the moment. Like it's over with, bro. They're like, "Oh, because your sister said that you was her." I'm like, no, it was not. I'm like, I was using that to open the door because she locked me out the room. I'm like, she locked me out the room that we share. And I kept telling her open the door. She was ignoring me. I'm like, I had no idea why she was acting like that. She's trying to act like I was gonna do something to her. I'm like, she's trying to take advantage of the situation and she's trying to get me into trouble because she don't like me anyway. So now they like, oh yeah, okay. So we just need to talk to you about it. Da da da. I'm like, okay. Now they told me, oh, you need to get dressed because I had on a t-shirt and I had on sweatpants. So I'm like, okay. They're like, oh yeah, you should get dressed. So I just put on a hoodie, mind you. Underneath the hoodie, I had on a t-shirt with no bra and I had on sweatpants with no underwear and I had freaking no socks on and I just put my shoes on quick, thinking that they gonna just talk to me in the hallway or something. They asked me questions, whatever, whatever. They're like, okay, but since we came here, you have to come with us. I'm like, huh? They're like, no, we're not gonna take you to the precinct or nothing. We're gonna take you to the hospital, and then you're just gonna need to talk to somebody. I'm like, for what? They're like, oh, because it seemed like you really was having some type of issue, and maybe you need to talk to somebody. I'm like, I don't need to talk to nobody. The person that I need to talk to is my mother. She's the only person that could solve the problem because it was between me and her. Like, either it was gonna be my mom to solve the problem or my dad to solve the problem. It was not an issue for someone else to solve. So I'm like, what? But I'm like, okay. And my mom's like, oh yeah, you have to just go. You have to just go with them. I'm like, excuse me, bro, bro. I'm like, oh my god. So mind you, I just go. So they tell me, okay, boom, take me to the like. This part stressed me out so bad. So sorry. So now I'm at the emergency room. They check my vitals and then they tell me like, okay, go over there, go through that door. So I'm like, okay, I go. I go through the door. Why when I go through the door, I turn around? You cannot go back out, bro. I'm like, yo, what? Like, oh my God. Yo, they like, oh, you better sit down and you better calm down because if you act crazy, then you're not going home. Yo, like this is crazy. You cannot make this shit up, bro. So I'm in there, and the nurse is telling me like, oh, so what happened? So I'm telling her what happened. She's like, okay, well, you have to talk to the doctor, and they have to evaluate you, and then you should be out by the morning. Because by the time this was like late at night. So I'm like, what? They're like, yeah. So like as long as the doctor clears you to go home, then you could go home. But like if it's not, then we're gonna see if you have to get like admitted. I'm looking like a deer in headlights, like what? So then all I know is the nurse phone is ringing in the office. Into the phone is my oldest sister, the oldest one out of the five, right? She on the phone like, I have my sister in there. Let my sister out. Let my sister out. Let my sister out. And my sister like, oh, they like, oh no, we're not keeping her because, oh my God, time is running out again. I'm gonna have to do five, but so I'm like, can I talk to her? So I get on the phone with her. I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know what's going on. My sister, like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, I don't know though. She's like, oh, I'm gonna tell them to let you out and then you come to my house, okay? I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. So basically, they told my sister, they're like, no, we cannot let her out right now. She has to talk to the doctor first. Then after she talks to the doctor and the doctor clears her that she's okay, then we can release her and then she could go to the house. So my sister basically like, oh, just calm down and just, make sure that you stay calm and tell them what's going on so that you can go home, right? Okay, part five.
I don't know. I feel like the older sister should just have it out for her and then want to get her locked up in the hospital in the psych ward. That's crazy. Now, I know there's a part 5. I'm going to try to find it, and I'm going to upload it. This is Life with Sean Renee. And more videos are on the way. Period. Bye.